This is your WLAK Daily News Roundup for Lake Air, 107.5 FM and 1260 AM in Amory.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. 7 of the 9 people killed at a buggy crash in central Wisconsin Friday were from an Amish community in Virginia. The crash with a tanker truck between Neilsville and Black River Falls is one of the deadliest in Wisconsin history. The only survivor is a 2-year-old boy. The search for a missing toddler from the Manitowoc area has expanded up to Green Bay. More than 50 volunteers began searching for 3-year-old Elijah Vu on trails and in wooded areas in Green Bay over the weekend. The boy's mother and her boyfriend are charged with child neglect. The presidential campaign returns to Wisconsin this week. President Biden will take his message to Milwaukee on Wednesday.
He's focused on preserving democracy in this country after insurrectionists stormed the Capitol and tried to overturn the free and fair election results, restore Roe versus Wade after Donald Trump appointed Supreme Court justices that overturned it, and keeping the greatest American comeback story going.
White House Communications Director Ben LaBolt speaking to ABC News. Milwaukee will get $75 million from Washington to pay for security needs during the Republican National Convention in July. Congress approved the latest round of grants last week. Wisconsin lawmakers pushed for the extra money for almost a year. Convention cities in recent years only got $50 million for security. The U.S. House votes this week on forcing TikTok's Chinese owners to sell the popular social media platform. Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher is leading the push.
Imagine what they could do with the app in terms of election year misinformation, in terms of misinformation about a war. That proves the point that we can't put this app in the hands of our foremost adversary, the Chinese Communist Party.
More than 170 million Americans use TikTok. The weather is warm, windy, and dry today. Wildlife officials are warning about the danger of wildfires in Wisconsin. Most of the state is under a moderate risk for wildfires, but the risk is high in the northwest. A lack of snow this winter led to an early start to the fire season. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly. The lack of snow this winter could make grass fire season arrive earlier than usual, and the city of Duluth is preparing now. According to fire officials, grass fires are very dangerous in these conditions because they can spread quickly when the grass is dry. To help combat the fires, the city has guidelines for how bonfires should be built, and the Duluth Fire Department has a variety of gear aimed to help them address this specific concern. Officials also recommend people keep a hose ready in case a grass fire does start. A person who had been reported missing on Wednesday was found dead in Superior over the weekend. According to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, deputies found the missing person's car in Pattison Park and began an extensive search from that location. Eventually, deputies found the body of the missing person early on Saturday morning. Officials did not reveal their identity, but did note that they were not a local resident of Douglas County. They also did not share how the missing person died. Teachers from the Lake Superior School District are still fighting for pay raises amid a tough budget situation for the district. According to a Northern News Now report, the district's most recent offer included a 4% pay raise in the first year and a 2% pay raise the next year, but would eliminate compensation time teachers get for working more than 40 hours in a week. District officials say they're actively looking to give the teachers more money, but they're facing a number of financial issues with a tight budget. A Saturday fire caused damage to a home and a shed in Cloquet. According to the Cloquet Area Fire District, firefighters responded to a report of a shed fire on Saturday and arrived to find that the fire had already spread to the house with flames coming out from the back. Fire crews were able to extinguish the fire and kept an eye on potential hotspots for a few more hours. Nobody was reported injured in the fire, and the cause is under investigation by the Cloquet Area Fire District and FDL police departments. Experts are warning that Wisconsin could see an early start to the wildfire season thanks to the mild winter. According to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, the state has already seen some wildfires in the southern regions and a few up north. Officials say that because of the high temperatures and low humidity, the stage is set for a perfect storm of dangerous wildfires. A number of counties have already put burn bans into effect to minimize the fire danger amid the warm winter and ongoing droughts. Unused land at a Carlton County airport may soon be used to produce clean energy. According to a Fox 21 report, the Moose Lake Carlton County Airport is planning to build a solar farm on unused land and has partnered with Origis Energy to do it. Officials say it's a good fit because airports need to keep trees away from their runways anyway, so the area is essentially just open space already. Officials did not share any specifics regarding the project, like a timeline for its completion or how much it will cost. Some Duluth residents are getting closer to having the lead pipes in their area replaced. According to a Northern News Now report, the Duluth City Council is looking to replace all of the lead pipes in the lower West Lincoln Park and Gary New Duluth neighborhoods. Those areas should receive about $3.5 million each to replace the lead pipes, and the project would bring safe drinking water to nearly 400 homes in the area. The city is still looking for other areas that need lead pipes replaced. A new program aimed to help homeless youth in the eastern Minnesota area is underway. According to a WDIO report, the United Way of Carlton and Pine County area has introduced a program to match volunteer hosts with homeless kids who need a safe and stable environment. The organization also has a new resource center where kids can eat, shower, and get a go bag to carry their belongings. Officials say at least 5% of the students in Carlton County are considered homeless, and this program is crucial for them. And that's what you need to know. For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly.
We have a couple of very nice days coming up here this week. Today, mostly sunny. We'll get to 68 for a high this afternoon. The wind out of the southwest at 5 to 15. Tonight, 42. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 64. On Wednesday, mostly cloudy near 60 with showers possible by Thursday and Friday. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Currently, it's 32.
The Bucks sink the Clippers. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Bucks took over in the fourth quarter to beat the Clippers in L.A. 124-117. Giannis on how he and Damian Lillard scored a combined 69 points.
We just trying to play basketball. Was able to get to his shots, get to his three. It's something that we work in practice. We did it against the Lakers. Tonight it worked. It's something that we're going to have to do moving forward. And we both have to make in the last 6 minutes.
Damian Lillard gave credit to their coach.
I think Doc has done a great job of talking about our spacing after they give us that attention. So the playmaking is also, I guess, product of us doing that.
Men's college basketball, the Wisconsin Badgers losing to number 3 ranked Purdue 77-70. The Badgers head to Minneapolis as the 5th seed with their first game in the Big Ten tournament Thursday afternoon at 1:30 against the winner of Rutgers versus Maryland. Men's college hockey, the Badgers losing at home to Ohio State 3-1 in the Kohl Center. It was game 3 of a best-of-3 game series. The Buckeyes with a losing record now advance in the Big Ten tournament, while the Badgers with the second best record will wait to find out in 2 weeks where they'll be seated in the NCAA tournament. The Badgers women's hockey team winning 6-3 against OSU Saturday in a competition in Minneapolis. NFL free agency getting underway. The Packers to release Devondre Campbell this week. The 30-year-old linebacker had numerous injuries the past 2 seasons. The move could save Green Bay $10.5 million in salary cap funds. The Brewers losing to the Rockies 3-1. The good news is Brewers right-hander Jacob Junis pitched 4 scoreless innings, no hits, no runs, not even a walk. Bad news is closer Devin Williams to have his sore back checked out in L.A. on Wednesday. Over the weekend, Brewers first baseman Rhys Hoskins crushed a grand slam in a win over the Oakland A's. The Crew face the Cubs tomorrow. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
I'm Pete with the 60-second Showbiz Beat. In crop dusting news, actor Sam Neill told the Today Show about his son's silent but deadly habits. It seems Neill and his son were seated next to Princess Diana at the Jurassic Park premiere in London in 1993. When during the movie, Neill noticed horrible smells wafting over the area and realized it was his 10-year-old son's gas that was compromising the entire theater. Neill did say it was a thrill to sit next to the princess during the movie, and he loved watching her reactions, adding that she was really into it, at times tearing up or gasping and putting her hands over her face. I assume that was her reaction to the film and not his son's flatulence. Neill told the hosts he did not blame his son, letting Princess Di believe it could be him. That is a good dad. Charlie Sheen lasted 12 years on 2.5 Men, but only 1 day on Dancing with the Stars. The New York Post reports dancer Cheryl Burke appeared on Sheen's ex-wife Denise Richards' podcast, Sex, Lies, and Spray Tans recently, and said she worked with Sheen for 1 day. When Sheen found out how much work was involved with being on the show, he decided it wasn't for him. He also said he has 2 left feet and can't dance. Could have opened with that. In the movie business, getting John Williams to do your soundtrack is a real score. Get it? Harrison Ford said he actually heard Williams' Indiana Jones soundtrack during his recent colonoscopy. My guess is that Williams scored so many of Ford's films, Ford was hallucinating during the procedure, or the music was actually playing in the room and the anesthesiologist didn't give it enough juice. My gastroenterologist usually goes with the theme from Rocky, which is great, except after the procedure, I always yell, "Adrian!" Trailblazing comedy icon Carol Burnett is still working. The New York Post reports that the 90-year-old Burnett is part of the cast of Palm Royale. The Carol Burnett Show ran from 1967 to 1978 and won multiple Emmys and Golden Globe Awards. Burnett challenged the format of the variety show, opting out of the traditional monologue to open the show and instead taking questions from the audience and improvising witty responses. A risky but very successful choice, as it turned out. Palm Royale premieres March 20th on Apple TV+. Many people don't realize that shooting a film can be dangerous when actors choose to do their own stunts. During filming of the film Turn Up the Sun, British actor James McAvoy injured his knee when he fell while holding a woman upside down. Did I mention it was while filming an orgy scene? McAvoy says it was the only time he was injured making a film, and he's really hoping there's a sequel. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
That's your WLAK Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at lakeair.radio.